and welcome to Ru-minations here on Jet Space Magazine. I'm Marita.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're here to serve, spill, and sip all the tea for Season 9, Episode 8. The library is now open.
Let's talk about Drag Race.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I was so ready to laugh and I was so ready to be like, ooh, good one. And then I was like taking notes and being like,
Yeah. I liked several of the jokes.
Sure.
I liked Peppermint's shtick. I liked Sasha's shtick. I loved Shade.
You love shticks.
I do. I'm a shucker for shtick. And there were also some flops as well. Some shtups. For instance, when Nina stole Latrice's joke about BMW, body made wrong. Ugh.
I mean, I guess one could say like that was like reverence or like, but no, because then you give credit.
Homage, yeah.
Yeah. No more stealing BMWs.
Especially not when directed to Alexis, who we have learned
is V-Sensy about their bod, which is like you can't like call other people prostitutes and therefore like shade sex workers, but then be upset that someone is saying that you have rolls on your body. Like, come on, those aren't even on the same level. And like, also like, shut up, not so fat queen about feeling fat. Whatever.
Yeah, I understand her sensitivity about it, and it seemed like a lot of people were piling on, and that was the only thing they were making fun of. But you're right, it's shade. It's all about reading each other, and that's where they went.
Totally.
She's got to thicken up her skin.
Yeah.
I'm not making a joke out of that. Just being serious.
I was so excited that this week was all about comedic performance. I thought that it was a great challenge for all the queens to rise up and gather around roasting Michelle Visage. Like, what a dream.
Which we've all wanted to do for a long time.
I do it in my head all the time. But for me as a stand-up comic, it was so fun to watch everybody and see how they adapted to this, and see how people like read the room and how to deal with flop jokes, because that happens all the time. Right? Some people did it well, some people did not.
But this week, we're in agreement that one queen rose to the top, and that was
Pheromone. JK.
You're fired.
Right?
It was
Peppermint.
Excellent. It was so pleasant to see her execute comedic timing. I literally did not think she was capable of doing this after watching the Snatch Game. And she nailed it. Yeah. So funny. The writing was great. The timing was great. Her delivery, perfect. And
the content of her jokes was unique. Like the fact that I loved her joke about Destiny's Child. Like, just so good. And then talking about like Michelle loves to say no, and where were you when someone approached you about writing a book? Like, to me, that also shows some respect for Michelle and who she is and how she has kind of grown her career, but then backhanding that as well, you know?
Like, Peppermint had to do enough research to know Michelle well enough to read these things.
Right.
So clearly she's interested and invested in this person.
Right. Yeah. And that's how you do a roast. Like, you show somebody that you respect them and care about them, but also read them to filth. And so at the very end, you know, when she was like, oh, I love you so much, happy 90th, like, it was such a good landing. Yes. Because right when we're like, oh, she's being sweet, like, so good.
Bam. Spiked it.
Yeah.
And this was so great because she was complaining about not having a win yet.
Yep.
She was really nervous about that. And then she talked in the workroom. I thought, oh, fuck.
Right?
That's going home.
I know.
But then she won.
Yeah.
And now she's in the club of challenge winners.
Yes.
So proud.
Good job, Pep. You pepped it up. It's like stepped it up, but put your name in there.
Go see her show, guys. Non-stop comedy.
If you're paying attention, my formula of if you apologize in the workroom, you go home came to fruition this time with Pheromone apologizing like whatever, to Alexis about the fat joke, like, shut up, but apologized and then went home.
And then she kind of rescinded the apology as well by making another joke about Alexis's
She was like, sorry, I brought it up again.
And then Alexis made a joke about her Johns and being a prostitute again.
Whatever.
Great way to apologize, guys.
Totes.
Try again. On the heels of that conversation, when Farrah apologized, we also had another serious moment.
After school special.
As you will. This time, the conversation wasn't about eating disorders, cancer, losing parents to cancer, or HIV, or Pulse. This was about Russia, which is quite topical these days, even though this was filmed like a bajillion years ago, it feels. So they're in these robes. That's when you know it's going to get real serious. And Peppermint is talking about her experience in Moscow at the airport as a trans woman, presenting female, and her ID says male. And the employee humiliates her in front of everybody, makes her take off her wig, puts up this big stink, and apparently there was a language barrier too. I felt like this was really important to talk about because we haven't been able to delve into trans issues on Drag Race before. Now, Peppermint is fully out, getting onto the show, so we can talk about it from her experience. And it highlighted what trans people go through every day. You know, this is not new for someone to experience this. And it's not just happening in Russia either, despite Chechnya's internment camps for gay people right now. But between Sasha and Peppermint discussing this, I thought that was excellent to bring this to the forefront and to give people an understanding of what trans folks experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we didn't get an actual runway this week and the queens were hidden by a podium more than half the time, it was a challenge to pick our favorite looks. But we did it anyway because they deserve to be praised.
Word.
I died for Nina's old woman auntie. Hilarious, ready to go to church. The contouring she did on her lips, wrinkled, puckered, judgmental, like any good Christian woman of the South. And she literally painted on her glasses. They were painted
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I didn't either until I saw her in Untucked, and my jaw dropped. Yeah.
Kudos.
Well done, Nina. Who's your favorite look?
Sasha. I just think she brings it every time with the fashion. And they talked about it backstage being kind of like Grace Jonesy, which I loved, and super geometrical and graphic. And she just looked on point. And I love the point of view that she has with her fashion. And it was just a fun, kooky look to bring to a comedy challenge.
She killed it.
Yeah. So in the episode that is full of reads.
How do we pick a read of the week?
Right?
It's tough.
But we're committed to you, so we did. Mine comes from the head librarian, RuPaul herself, when she turned to Farrah and said,
"You're 12. What kind of integrity do you have?"
Boom.
It was just,
Boom.
perf.
Hilarious. And quite accurate. My favorite read came from Shea Coulee in the roast itself, talking to Michelle.
"Girl, you have had more in you than a urinal at Dodger Stadium. The only difference is they get cleaned up after a grand slam."
Boom.
Yep.
Hashtag
Ouch.
Dewey Decimal System, because the library shut the fuck down. Hilarious. And Michelle cackled.
Yeah.
Michelle can get very defensive when people make fun of her. So it was an art for Shea to be able to grand slam her.
Because, like, it's not like Michelle hasn't heard that she's slutty time and again, right? Like, that's not the joke. But how well crafted the joke was and how deep you had to go into, like, sporting events to get back to the funny thing.
Shea had to go in deep. Shea
went in deep.
Michelle's used to that.
Ryan looks like if you went out for a picnic and then got your period and had to use the picnic tablecloth as your maxi pad.
If I had a nickel for every time that happened. It's time for the money shot. Money shot. Money shot. Money shot. Money shot. Money shot. Who am I? Who am I? My hair's so green. Disney villain. Oh my
God, that's great.
Wasn't it?
Money shot.
Who was yours?
My money shot was in Untucked when Shea Coulee just went to town on Nina Bonina Brown. Like,
that is a great lyric right there.
Thank you so much.
Please write that poem one day.
The single is coming out in a month.
Look for it on iTunes.
But like, seriously, Nina, Shea is the one person that has stood up for you this entire time, giving you pep talk after pep talk, reminded you that you're there for all the brown kids watching you do this show. Like, and then you come for her in this very passive aggressive way. Like, you still had to be like, well, some girls are saying that some of us did. And it's like, what? And then Shea actually called you out and was like, no, if you think that's what I'm doing, no, I did not say that. You said it twice. No, you didn't. What? And then she still said the same big shit. It was like, I was upset by that.
I gather this.
My nose is sweating.
Okay, Shea.
You know?
We'll powder that.
Right?
Yeah. It gave me shades of Laganja. Did it remind you of when Laganja was like, I don't know what you said or when you said it or if you said it, but Adore, I just feel very attacked. I feel like you came for me. And Adore quickly was like, don't play this way, bitch. Like,
yeah,
tell me what I said or don't bring this up anymore.
Right.
She just wanted to feel like a victim. And I feel like Nina's doing that. I'm so over her attitude.
Also, Nina was safe. Like, you weren't even in the bottom, and you still had to find something to complain about. Like,
because it seems like Nina's never letting the judges go. Nina's bringing the judges wherever she goes because they're in her head all the time, and they're all named Nina Bonina Banana Fofana Brown. And she's not quitting. Like, seriously, like I think she really suffers from severe self-criticism. This is like armchair psychology. Welcome to my University of Phoenix doctorate. But I feel like she just needs some time to like process some of this, and it's just too damn much. But don't come for Shea.
No.
Don't come for Shea.
But also, that's a very like self-sabotage. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with her. I'm not going to speculate, but I know I self-sabotaged a ton in my life at certain points when I wasn't doing very well. So I feel like she's just like, she's just pulling everything down around her and is becoming this self-fulfilling prophecy of sadness.
Yeah. I look forward to when she can actually turn it around, and I hope that we get to see that.
Yeah.
I hope that maybe by the reunion special, or maybe if she comes back for like All Stars 3, that she could show us some growth, because that would be so inspiring for other people who go through the same thing.
Word.
And because we love Nina so much. She's so goddamn talented. Just get out of your own way, girl.
Yeah.
My money shot, equally as upsetting, but also really fun to watch, was at the very beginning of the episode. Farrah was taking off her makeup from the last episode, last challenge, and just looked like a blobfish surfacing from some horror movie. Like, she looked like the white girl who gets like mauled in the face by some sort of like chemical attack, and then she runs up the stairs and she's like, why am I trapped? When girl.
What sound did she make when she took her makeup off? Because she...
More or less. No, it was more like a...
That's a good money shot.
Thanks.
Last week, we asked you to ask us some questions so that we could share a little bit more about ourselves and our thought processes about RuPaul's Drag Race and life. So here we go.
Michael Scoggins, great question, asks, of the queens left, who is the one that most shocked you since the premiere? Meaning, who did you expect to be an early leaver and now totally shocked? Excellent question. Who was it for you?
I mean, early leaver, I really expected Pheromone to be gone in like episode 2. Like after Jane Mansfield.
Yeah.
James Mansfield?
James Mansfield.
I don't even know what her name is because I don't care.
John Garfield.
Whatevs. Anyway, so I'm not like totally shocked that Farrah didn't blow me out of the water in terms of her performance, but it did shock me that she was still around until episode 8. Like, that's a long time for a pretty mediocre queen to get. How about you?
For me, it was Trinity Taylor.
Ah.
Here's why. I thought, based on YouTube performances that she's had, based on the social media research that we did for the premiere party, remember that video? That was a long time ago, feels like. Trinity kind of fell by the wayside for me. I didn't really notice her. She didn't really stand out. And I assumed that she was not going to be funny. That's my problem. Well, actually, this week she kind of proved that she's not funny. But in the last week, she was so funny as Jennifer Coolidge Pill Popper. But
so maybe she's just not a comedic writer.
Exactly. She's not a great writer, but she can deliver.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I'm so pleased. And I was so wrong. Trinity's amazing. She has been killing it and has really risen to the top.
Word.
I was most shocked about a leaver going home earlier than we thought they would. Charlie Hides. I thought from the very beginning that she was going to make it to the top 3. She's such an established queen.
Yeah.
And then
she gave up. So many of you asked us the following question. Who are our top 3 for season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race?
And that is the question of the season.
Word.
Who it gonna be?
Shea Coulee, Valentina,
okay,
and Sasha Velour. Those are my top 3.
You're right about 2 of those.
Oh, according to Ryan.
Sash, Shea, and Trinity.
Ugh.
I think they're going to do it.
Okay.
I can see any of these queens making it to the top based on what they've shown us so far. They finally cut the
fat. You want to say fat because I'm fat.
Too bad.
Whatever.
Oh, Alexis.
Just because I have green hair like Alexis's body doesn't mean
oh God,
you have to put me in the same category.
That fucking
anyway.
Padding. Oh,
okay.
We'll talk about that.
But yes, they trimmed.
Yeah, they finally. What I meant to say was they separated the wheat from the chaff. They separated the cream from the crop. Which is a strange analogy because
they separated the head from the beer. I don't know. Anyway.
They cut the weak bitches out.
True.
And they're gone. So now we can just focus on the people who are really, really talented.
Yep.
And this is absolutely the next chapter of season 9.
Yep.
When the real contenders are in it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Shea, Sasha, and Trinity. Should we make a bet?
Yeah.
Okay. So
what's
you think
our bet?
Valentina?
Absolutely.
And I think Trinity.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to make a bet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Shea, Sasha, and Trinity. You think Shea, Sasha, and Valentina.
Yes.
So the wild cards here are Valentina and Trinity. If Trinity makes it into the top, I win. If Valentina makes it into the top, you win.
Cool.
So, viewers, why don't you tell us what the loser's going to do?
Oh.
In the bet. Do you think that's appropriate?
Sure.
I'm excited to see this, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys tell us what we should do, what the loser should do if they lose the bet. And the best one wins.
And don't fret if we didn't get to your questions this week. We're going to keep doing them. So if you have more that you want to ask us, please put them in the comments and we'll get to them soon.
Bring it on. We want to answer it all. Just between us queers.
Yes, Ryan?
I would really like to know why I am maddeningly attracted to your breasts tonight.
Oh!
Tell me the power of that rock.
What, this?
Yes.
This is a rose quartz pendant made by Power Ups, who is also the sponsor of this episode. They create lovingly handcrafted quartz necklaces and pendants to adorn anybody and everybody. Check out the link in the description below.
I'm going to get mine.
Right?
Now.
I have 2. Thank you so much for joining us on Ru-minations at Jet Space Magazine.
Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and leave those questions.
Do all the things. I'm Marita.
I'm Ryan.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.